These people saw my light, and especially when I was younger and I caught them doing what they were a part of. So this is exactly why I'm being hated on. And it's absolutely true. I didn't know my own life in the sense that it could have been treated this way for so long, or that it was coming from so close to home. But the fact of the matter is this. They they determined my light by what they did to me to poison me in the first place, and these fucking retarded people know it. It's the very terminology I always had used that they still deflect from, that very truth, and it's exactly why they've neglected me even in times like this, where they have zero consideration for me at all, and sadly it's because they never have. They played a good game, but now that I can see through that game and how badly they were gamifying my life up, to them, that they could even suggest to themselves that they even had any placement inside of their life, that they even had any likeness of me at all, because they hate me so much that they wanted it off me at like 6, 7 years old. So of course they aren't going to come forward about it. The rest of that truth lies within God's eyes, because God sees all of it. Every single last place where my body and mind was being poisoned and floated out of itself, as though I didn't have the right to feel like, oh, something's off about this, and go to them and say, what did you guys do to me? Like, I know you guys did something. What did you guys do to me? I'm like this little kid going to them and asking, what did you guys do to me? What was that you guys did to me? And they couldn't answer. Obviously, because they were like poisoning me up to be floated out of my own self, so that their intentuous design was at times when they had, you know, company around, especially girls, when they had anybody around, they just didn't want anybody to love me at all, ever. And so much so that they wanted to like literally play up my whole reality within my love life, as if to like stage my own love life and time and energy for an organic love life against its own self. So their intent by design was to keep me that way. They didn't even want me to be able to get away from them, for me to call back my time and autonomy here at the end. And I can explain it to and through for anyone that's willing to hear it. Because anytime that they could suggest that they had any love for me at all, I can totally reverse engineer it how it was only to continue every single last bit of this poisoning of me and hacking me and hijacking my life to perform in this fashion over me. They had no issues leaving me alone after they poisoned me, but and not even a tiny bit. They had no problem with it at all to leave me be when they knew that I was struggling the hardest. But right when I'm sitting there calling back my time and energy from all of the ways that they could have played me, they they had no availability of leaving me be when I was calling back my time and energy from them completely, because I could then see what they were doing to me. So that's why I've been love bombed so bad. That's why Emily love bombed me to get me into her place. That's the same reason I was love bombed by Cheryl, gone to a movie theater so that she could love bomb me while poisoning me to actually create a physical scene where it was like, dude, that's so fucking fucked up and wrong. I'm sorry, it's raunchy. It's like the raunchiest thing that I think could ever be done to somebody in my position, because I and myself would normally would stand against that shit and stand against what these people would do to me to like make me so damn energy drained and spiritually and ethically and just in every way possible drained, so that they could go about their affairs as though I was never going to be able to see through them for what they were doing psychologically to prevent me from being my own self. So these people couldn't leave me alone for almost a year, when I was like legit calling back my time and autonomy to myself and my energy for myself, like for good. I was basically moving in such a way that was telling these people, leave me the fuck be, and you leave me the fuck be now, and you leave me the fuck be forever. I don't want anything to do with you, and stop hacking me, stop hijacking my energy and my autonomy so you can physically perform over this physical reality of mine and the metaphysical, to have your trolls be out here because they're cake eaters. Like, they want their cake and they want to eat it too, and like without having any kind of problem within their affairs. It's a clear difference of character, though. Anyone stupid enough not out here that can't see it, is flat out like an idiot, because they could come to me when I'm on a 72-hour hold that was illegally holding me, according to Hennepin County. But I was in that hospital before with poisons in my body, and I had a surgery. And if there was anything serious going on about me in a physical sense because of the poisonings, no one would even answer my text calls or show up for me in the same ways that they showed up for me then, when it was all about painting me as crazy for their crazy making narcissistic sociopathic ways. And so anyone that's not willing to see that is just, again, they're an idiot, because people who care about you, you don't have to beg for their love and support. They show up for you when you're hurting. They don't hurt you and leave you in that hurt. And then when you're hurting in the worst ways, to paint you and paint your character as though it's all mental health and this and that, whatever, whatever. Yeah, sure, of course they're going to want to paint me up, even in front of their own children. Like, you're going to bring your children inside of this place that's illegally holding me, according to Hennepin County. But I was in that hospital before, just like I've said. I was in the hospital before with physical things, but no one would answer my calls or texts. Um, that's really weird, because in places that were physically uh, ailments and physically, like, making me really question the reality that I was faced up with, you can't tell me that these people can't at least answer their texts or their calls or anything that have to deal with my physically going inside of a surgery, and or going inside of places that were left with the predicament of them poisoning me up. You see what I mean? And so, and it was all to prevent me from seeing these things as a crime of espionage, as crimes of their affairs, as crimes of, like, legitimately staging me inside of a place that I wasn't going to be able to get out of, so that they could have their affairs, because they wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it too. And so when they can show up for me when I'm then being placed inside of an illegal hold, which it was an illegally made hold, because they were legitimately trying to get me to sign paper to commit myself inside that place. And Hennepin County came and said, "You didn't sign anything here, did you? Like a commitment?" And I said, "No, I wasn't going to sign that shit," because I could see clear through it that they were just legitimately trying to get me to sign that when they had no right. So they were literally trying to place me into an illegal hold, manipulate me as to being the person that was to say that I needed to commit myself to their fucking atrocity. But it isn't atrocious, because these people that did this to me and hacked me and traded my information like baseball cards through the proxy of, like, my proxy friend, who is also the hacker, who is also an affair artist, as far as, like, my life is concerned. He didn't fucking care about me. He never did care about me. Anywhere that he could suggest having any care about me, I'll reverse engineer it. Say for an example, me just a morning waking up with my computer, turning it on, knowing the password to turn it on and get into my computer like any other day, like no problem. Then, by nightfall, having been given a water, mind you, that was arsenic poisoned, I'm, like, legitimately going over to a friend of ours' house where I couldn't remember my password all of a sudden. I couldn't remember anything. I was being treated like shit, like dog shit, by these people. And so it was like, okay, he created a disk to get inside of the machine to get all sorts of information. Oh, and that was just for more. There was more reason there to get inside of my machine than to just get my password to get onto the computer. I got onto the computer. I couldn't believe that I had forgotten the password that I had to get on my computer, but lo and behold, It was done by the same proxy warfare artist who was hacking me, who was the hacker that I couldn't see was the hacker. And I was poisoned up without my normal reasoning skills about me and my normal character about me. And so that's just one place of many that I could reverse engineer as far as like how these people cared about me. They would show up with their own children to paint me as crazy, right? But they're not going to show up for me when I have physical realities going on because of the poisoning. That's really weird. That's strange. And that's stranger than the dangerous type of strange that I've ever been thought of being in. But it was that way. I felt like everything in my life leading up to that point and after that point in these kind of meticulous manners of these people playing about my life was definitely character assassinating me. It was definitely taking away my normal, my normal glow up or my normal blow up or boss up as far as like who I wanted to otherwise be and how I otherwise wanted to move. So then these people could like like they were literally just throwing me anywhere and everywhere that they could in order to stage up and plagiarize on my love life and my character in ways that I couldn't legit like make up for the character difference of my own self, to even suggest of having the reasoning skills of my own brain being poisoned up the way it was, because that's how arsenic treats you when your brain is literally starving for oxygen to the cellular level. And so the ways that have come out to me when I did get away from these people finally, calling back my time and autonomy, now it's like they're trying to make up the difference between how they've played my life thoroughly, how they're staging my life thoroughly, and how they're legitimately have been hacking me, hijacking my reality to play about in these fucking evil fashions. And so it should show anybody out here that I'm literally telling the truth. And if they can't see the truth, then they're completely blind. And they're being probably blinded by the manipulative efforts of these people just the same. So when they're wanting to take me out of myself to place me in danger, in this stranger danger kind of conditions, and then leaving my body poisoned up, going in and out of a surgery, having no serious care or consideration of me at all whatsoever. But they won't answer my texts and calls, but all of a sudden they'll show up for me in places where like they're legit putting me into to hope for the best, basically. That Hennepin County wasn't going to see that they literally had no right to hold me against my will. Like, those doors should be unlocked for you, and you should be able to get your clothes, get your wallet, and walk out of here free and clear. Well, by the time I did, there was money stolen out of my wallet. These people, like, shuffled through my shit. Like, I could tell by how I put the things in my bag in the first place. They literally went in there and just thought to themselves, oh, well, he's never going to know, and if he fights this, we'll just call him crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just a play of cards. It's just a play of fucking, oh, like, fuck you, people, man. Like, literally, I think I had, like, I can't remember how much money exactly I had at this point. I remember writing it down before, like, in a notebook that I have somewhere, but the fact of the matter is that they left me with a whole lot less money than I came up in there with. And like I was just like, fuck these people, man. They were literally trying to hold me against my will, illegally, and then perform these crimes against me directly after, throwing me in a homeless shelter to then have their proxy friend, not my friend, their proxy friend, Jesse, getting there to poison me up. And that's just another side of it. It's like, oh, you're going to come all the way to the homeless shelter to drive all the way to one of our friends' house and all the way back and do all of this driving, but yet you couldn't simply drive a third of the distance to help me get my stuff out of storage. And then like legitimately like playing on just a play of games of like saying like, oh, if you run into any kind of financial issue, I got some scratch that I can help tie you over until you get things fixed. Well, even before I needed that scratch, I was like, do you think I could get like 200 or $250 and pay you back? Oh no, I don't think I can do that. Meanwhile, he's got fucking money. He's got the extra scratch. He's just being a piece of shit. Same thing with like my leaves and like people that were here before me had leaves on the side of my house. And so not only do I have their leaves and my leaves, but I got like lesser of a car to like, sure I could make trips in the fucking back of my trunk to the place to drop off, leaves. But he's got a whole van. I could just pile it up in one trip and make a trip, and he's suggested to me that if you needed to use my van for anything, just let me know. You can drive my van. It's fine. So, what, like a month later? Hey, do you think I could use your van this month and take these leaves up to the compound or whatever? Oh, no, I don't think I can do that. The fuck? Why are you playing on a game of words and being in a word salad over me, while at the same time I'm literally figuring out these crimes against me and legit like having to throw away coffee, water, anything that could come from these people because the last time I ate soup over at his house, oh motherfucker, I was gone. I was out of my fucking mind. And it was like coming back to myself having not only that memory but him sprinkling shit over my food, how I felt every time he brought me water, every time he brought me somewhere or brought me something to eat, or anytime I ingested anything from either him or one of my brothers or one of these lovers that left me on the side of the fucking road feeling like I'm gonna fucking die. Like, fuck you all. Like, legit, fuck you all. Now I can recall all of those memories where before I couldn't, and couldn't even reason through anything. Like, okay, I'm just supposed to be played up blind, right? Blindsided by a whole heartless crime of being able to poison me up thoroughly, and then after I'm figuring it out, I'm just supposed to be sprayed with cyanide, almost going completely out of myself driving down the fucking road, so that these people can play up in this. Like, they're gonna fucking love bomb me and then chemical bomb me. Love bomb me and then poison me. Love bomb me and then get me into a situation with yet another girlfriend strategically as a warfare artist in order to continue poisoning me. Holding a fucking pillow over my head, like barely able to stand up on the side of my bed here in this fucking house saying, get out, get out, get out, leave, don't come back, never again. You try and fucking think that you can have a relationship with somebody that you're literally trying to be forthright with and make love to, that could literally be staged in that fashion to fucking kill you. Fuck these motherfuckers. And then my brothers want to play about me as if I don't have the reasoning to see through it all. The ways that that same feeling was the same feeling that Jesse made, the same feeling that Emily made, the same feeling that others had made, and that now I've called back my time and autonomy, I can see it all, I can feel it all, I can remember it all, I can write it all, I can vocalize it all, I can articulate it. Whereas before, in any single one of these thousands of times, or hundreds at least of times, I was so wiped out and scrubbed out of myself, there was no me reasoning me at all. I'd be sitting there standing in the mirror, looking at myself like, am I going to be able to get out of this? How? How can I get out of this? What the heck is happening to me? Like, like looking at myself in the mirror as if I'm just floating away. I'm just ghosted out of myself, looking at myself in the mirror like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I feel, and I can't reason through it, and da 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 da, like that. And all of a sudden, this is happening, and I get away from them. It took me months on end. How fucking stranger danger is that? Gee. And so I finally do get away from them, and it's like, oh, it took me a good 6 months or better to like legitimately come home into myself. You know, I still haven't come back all the way home into myself from the ways that these people played about me, but at least I can articulate it and vocalize it and write about it. These people poison me relentlessly. And they know the fuck well what they did. That's why it's just so scary. But that's also why I'm out here speaking it out. I'm not trying to ruminate. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm legitimately placed inside of a situation that these people are legitimately playing about my whole time, energy, character, mind, mental refrain, mental health, physical health, relationship health, stability, social life, work life, financial life, metaphysical life, my online reality life. Every single place of my life these people could play around with, they played around with. And so any time that one of my brothers says, well, like, what about this? What about this? We did so much for you here. Da 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 da. I'll reverse engineer it as to how it was poisoning me, or poisoning my reality, or both. And so these people can play how they want to, but the Lord Jesus Christ has given me the mirror to fight for my own originality in the ways that the Lord had created me within the belly of my mother. And so these people want to just play about me as if I don't have the right to fight for that. Then whatever you want to do, dude. You can kirk me, you can dump gasoline on me and light me on fire. I don't care, because the Lord sees exactly who the fuck you are. And you know that you hate me coming out here to explain it, because you wanted to literally kill me before coming into my own autonomy and energy to be able to even start vocalizing shit that was just so hard to articulate or try to at 7 years old, or at 13 years old, or at any of the ages that you could play about my life this way. So that's why I'm out here. I need your all support. If you hear me, please share this message, like it, comment on it. I don't know, do something to help me. Because if you can't see me through my face, if you can't see me through like me all like having this shit eating grin all the time, as like an energized person, a person that's getting training, a person that's actually working hard for his life, actually able to smile, actually able to find cheer and true joy, then you just don't see me at all. You're not even understanding anything I'm saying. Because legitimately, that's the goal. That's legitimately the goal. Because if I can't have and establish those goals and these people just get away with that type of behavior, they're just literally playing me out of my whole entire life. Like Stockholm. Real talk. But before all of this, I wasn't able to even articulate even a fucking 1/100th of this. If I tried. And I did. I tried. This last Christmas party where our family was all together, I legitimately wanted to call my brother out for how he treated me, because it was the same way he did 2 years prior to that. Saying the same line. Oh, you should see how Matt fights. He fights so dirty. Motherfucker he wanted me to freak out, is what he wanted, because I was poisoned. I went outside and I smoked a cigarette with my brother-in-law, and it was my niece, my oldest niece, that came out there, and I'm like, what are you doing out here? That type of thing. But I legitimately think that she had questions of her own too, about what was happening inside a family, because she stormed off after saying, this family doesn't know how to family right. This family does not know. This family is not family. We just don't family right. Family doesn't family right. Or however she said it. It made a whole lot of sense. So, good for her for sticking up for herself and sticking up for her value, because, yeah, I saw her speech in front of a group of people, and I'm damn proud of her, because she says that she felt like all of her life that she had to work hard for love. That love was something that she had to work hard for, to earn it. To earn love. And it just never being there. You shouldn't have to work hard for love. You should legitimately have people that care about you, that want to be around you, that want to help you figure things out. Not place you inside of that fashion to just like push you off and push you off and push you off, and then suggest that, oh, that person just needs to go get help. Oh, okay. Okay. You know, like, really? I'm sorry, but what a bunch of dirty dirt bags. What they've done to me. They ransacked my whole entire life. So of course they're not going to be like, oh yeah, I did that. I ransacked his life. They're not. They have no spiritual concern for me whatsoever with what they did to me. And they the fuck well know it. So until next time, peace and God bless.